A rogue AI sucks you into a computer world and giving very little information about what's going on tells you to do a bunch of stuff, which you do without questioning. Hello everybody, my name is Archiven and welcome to Eden Rising Supremacy. This is a adventure, tower defense-y, action, crafting, exploration. It's a lot of things. It's a game. It's a fun game. I like it. We're going to, instead of talking about it too much, we're going to jump right in. We're going to create a new server. We've got Tommy, Bobby to bob me, and Batabomi. We're going to protect it with this password. And we're going to let the server run up, and I'm going to explain a little bit more about the game. Pretty much, this is a exploration game where you can run around, gather resources, and your main goal is to activate these towers, which pretty much when the game spawns, you'll see one right in front of me. Whenever you do that, you gain more technology, you gain access to more stuff, and you go on from there. You fight monsters, the monsters get stronger, you level up. It's got RPG elements to it. It's got a lot of things. We're going to go with, that looks good. Let's have, there's not a lot of options. This is still in early access. We'll have white hair. We'll wear the like the regular sports kind of clothes. Yeah. And we're gonna skip the tutorial. So here we are. You move around with WASD. These are towers that you can fast travel from. One axis is this, 2 axis is a glove, which I don't have, 3 will heal me, and 4 will let me put down things. If I press Control, I dodge, space, I jump, left click, I swing, right click, I do a super swing, and eventually middle click, I believe, lets me do like a super duper swing. You can also, no, you lock onto enemies with middle click, and then you can do super attacks. So here is a cutscene. A crucible lies ahead. This will serve as your refuge in the Valley of Ascendance. That's the rogue AI, which doesn't tell me, which tells me very little about what's going on. I just know I'm supposed to take this place back from pretty much nature. So if I press space, I can sprint, which I'm going to do. There's plenty of stuff in this game that you can harvest, like fungus. And you're gonna want to harvest, I always harvest a lot. Like in any game that has harvesting, I'll just go around and I'll grab everything I can. Which is generally a good strategy, unless they have like an inventory system where you can only have so much stuff, and then I fill it up with everything. Like, I'm terrible at Skyrim, because I just grab everything that I ever see. Can't grab any of those. Requires an extraction glove. Grab everything that I see, and then whenever I get overloaded, I have to find stuff to drop, and usually I drop important stuff instead of, like, the 40,000 books that I have. So, points of interest are going to be those little computer-looking things. That planet is way too close for us to be gravitationally stable. Maybe that's why I jump so high. So I'm gonna just make my way straight over here. Here is a Gorgon. Yeah, right click to lock on. And then you can combo up things. Oh, that hurt. Oh, that really hurt. My health is in the bottom left-hand corner. I'm doing nothing to it, so I'm just going to... Ooh, I can press Q for a special attack. Yeah, that still did nothing. I'm gonna go. You have fun. Press J for more info about the Crucible. A massive black monolith in the center of the valley is one of the Ascendance Crucibles. So this is pretty much my base of operations. I can get healed from here, I can store stuff here. I live here. Now, this game has a large emphasis on multiplayer, being multiplayer, where you can have the server running with you not in it, and let your friends be able to run around. I think you can have up to 8 people. It's either 8 or 16 is the max. And the more people you have, the harder the game is, so you've got to work together as a team. As long as the dome is activated, all your wounds are healed. Your tribe now has access to global storage. So we are going to access that global storage. Press I for inventory. And this is where the crafting element of the game comes in. We've got these materials here. Our global storage has these. We can go to crafting and see what we can make. Right now we can make some light armor, which gives us 55 resistance, which is better than the nothing I'm wearing right now. Then if we go to that, the one we have, I can go ahead and put it on. And boom, I am now armored. In my weird fungus mask. And I can also make sticky traps, which I'll make a few of them. I'm going rather quickly because there's a lot to show in this game. And it doesn't show off a whole lot of it itself. It does, but it takes a minute to start getting into some of it. So if I press 4, I can access the traps that I've just made, which if I press I, you can see that they're in my inventory. So I'm gonna place down one of these sticky traps. There's still already a few activated. That's only for this first part. After this, you have to kind of place all the defenses yourself. We're gonna go ahead and start the siege, both X. Because we are rebooting the tower, the animals surrounding it are not happy about this. The last of the Crucible's energy is maintained in these defenses. Sweet. The animals nearby are not happy with us rebooting this tower and want it to stop. So what we're going to do is stop them from making it too far. Oh, crap. Gorgon just spawned. I'm gonna back up to my defenses. But you can see that one is a withering turret that's recharging. And that one is pretty much like a shotgun. I think this is a lesser Gorgon, so it's not as strong as the one we encountered outside. Oh. Still hurts though. Hey, there we go. Now that we completed the siege, we gained access to... Oh, we mastered the siege. We gained access to a couple of new things. Such as 80 circles. We got an extra energy, which we used to place down traps. We've got primitive arms. And refined essence. These fortifications were many millennial old and not likely to survive another reboot. Now we have to craft everything. With a successful reboot, you have earned access to essence as well as new technology from the archives. Essence allows you to build improvements at the Crucible, such as factories or gardens that can produce resources and traps. Technology allows you to craft gear and defenses, explore complete sieges here and at other Ascendant locations, and become the masters of Eden. I think that's another tower I can see way in the background over there. Hold on. Oh. Oh no, I'm in some sort of lava thing. Walking into this sets me higher. Then if I look at another tower, I can press E to teleport to it. And this pretty much brings me to the edge of the territory that's safe. Is that another tower way out there? I thought I saw one. I don't think it is. Let's head back over. And then we'll just hop down. Now, with these things. To make a sticky pot factory, I have to have 80 of that. To make an auto turn factory, I have to have 300. Cylinder, I have to have 500. Ascendant Core Garden, which Ascendant Cores are these little things that you can find around the map. However, they're fairly rare. You only get like 1 or 2 at a time. Withering Torrent. So I'm guessing whenever they have these things on top of them, it means I don't have enough. So I only have enough for you. So let's go ahead and build you up. Grab 5. I hope I didn't have to leave one for them to regrow over time. That would be really bad. I would be like the worst gardener ever. 1 second. There we go. Okay. So, we unlocked new technology. And one of those new technology was a new glaive. So what we're going to do is go ahead and craft it. Because we can. We also have a fire slinger, which allows us to shoot fire. But I don't know if I want to be able to do that. That sounds like a power that no man should have access to. We'll make one anyway, though. I don't know what happens when you put something in the secondary slot. I'm assuming it's just for dual wielding, but the fire slinger lets you shoot just like regular shots. Then if you hold it down, you can shoot a super shot, and then once you get Q, the extreme shot, then you do an extreme shot. Now for this one, we're going to want to craft quite a bit of defenses because there's not any to help us out to begin with. We can craft some auto turrets from Ascendant Cores, which we shall. I need to press back after doing that. We'll craft 2 of them. And 2 sticky pot traps. Or just 1. And on the map we can see the path they're going to take. So we're just going to want to place 1 here, 1 here, and the sticky pot trap will go right here. And the power cost you can see in the bottom left by my health and stem and ability is power. Once that goes to 0, I can't power anything more, like any more of these defenses. So you've got to kind of focus on what you put down. So we are going to go ahead and activate this with Siege. Begin. Yeah, this weapon isn't really effective against a lot of enemies, so we're going to switch. And with the different weapon types, you get different move combos. But not necessarily weapon types even, just... As you can tell that this combo is a bit different than the one I was doing before. Just the better the weapon, the different abilities that it might have access to. Like this one, its Q stuns enemies, while before it just did extra damage. I know I'm fighting them off like not in the range of my turn, so I'm gonna fix that right quick. I think I just lagged there for a little bit. There we go. Come on. Yes, yes. I know I'm a master. You gain 200 essence, another energy, the ability to harvest copper. The defense barriers of the Crucible are now active. Alright, so now we've got these little walls. Most creatures will avoid them and take longer routes. However, blocked creatures on certain rampaging beasts will aggressively target the barriers. So, there we go. We now have these little barriers open. And I believe... Are we able to craft a glove now? We can. We can craft an extraction glove with mana droplets. So, before this episode ends, I'm going to go out and explore a little bit. This game has a pretty big open world. I haven't really seen a whole lot of it. I haven't really gotten past this Crucible. But you're able to go out here, and while there are some monsters, you can also find mini materials, such as more of these things, some of that copper stuff, arrival site 377, and then these little things that hint at a story of the game. From what I've gathered so far is this place used to be kind of like a tourist attraction until the creatures became overly hostile. So let's harvest a couple of mana droplets. Get the crap out of a crab. The water, as you can probably suspect from its glowing greenness, is poisonous. It doesn't deal damage directly, but you gather up poison, and once that gathers up all the way, bad things happen. I don't know if you just die immediately or what. So that should be enough mana droplets. But over at these things, like I said that you wanted to check them out before, you can come over here and oftentimes they're either towers you can activate, or, as I believe is the case over there, is some of the things that I harvested from the base. No? Yeah, here it is. There's these Ascendant Cores, and then there's also data keys. Now data keys are used to activate like towers and stuff around the map. Blocks of information stored back at the Crucible. Unlike Resources of Eden, they do not regrow. Use them to unlock telesites, which, like that right there would be a telesite, which is like those towers that I used to jump around before over there. If once I unlock one of them, I believe I'm able to just teleport straight to that area. And I'm being ambushed by a bunch of Medusa buds. Oh, there's a third one now. Sometimes I wish there were longer combos in this game. However, it's still definitely an early access, which it is definitely some Medusa membranes. Like, from where it is at the moment, it being an early access is definitely surprising. It's a very, from what it has, I'm sorry, I'm going to reword that, because that wasn't very well worded. With what all it has in it, it's an extremely polished, I believe is the correct word. It feels really nice. Like, it doesn't feel super laggy or buggy. By the way, with extraction gloves, I can now just harvest things automatically. So when you're like me and want to harvest everything that you see, this helps you do it a lot easier. Plus, I can now harvest these fossilized ores. And with that, I get better weapons, better armor, such as you see now. And better weapons, better armor, different technologies. Just going from like wood to copper. Stone to copper age is what I just did. These things I can harvest as well for that sticky resin, which is used to make some traps. And that's pretty much the game. You defend over here. You keep defending the tower. It keeps giving you new abilities. You can go out further and further, start collecting new stuff, be able to create new things so that you can defend the tower better from the harder and harder monsters. And then eventually you find more towers, find different monsters. It's got quite a bit to it, and I quite like it. I believe for how it is right now, I played it for a little bit. Not super long, maybe like a couple of hours. And I haven't reached like a stopping point, like where it just cuts out and goes like everything else past this point is a work in progress. It's got some interesting things like that right there, but that's not game breaking. But yeah, with how it is right now, I would say it is definitely worth looking at, and it seems to be updated fairly regularly, with the last update being, I want to say, like a week or so ago. So definitely check that out if it's something you would be interested in. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, because all that YouTube stuff, and have a nice day.